Let go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bruce Jenner, and welcome to World Survival Self-Defense for Women. To win the Olympic Games in the decathlon back in 1976, it took a tremendous amount of commitment and a real passion to win. That same commitment and passion I have for my wife, Kris, and our family. Their personal safety and quality of life is most important to me.
You know, with crime on the rise in our communities and the demands on women today, learning how to defend yourself is a must. That's why we became involved with World Survival and believe in this system of self-defense and fitness training.
In this program, you'll meet martial arts professional and creator of World Survival, Mr. Ken Herrera. Ken is a National Tang Soo Do Congress 5th degree black belt and the 1986 Chuck Norris United Fighting Arts Federation Instructor of the Year. He's been teaching self-defense to men and women of all ages for over 20 years and has led professional martial arts fighting teams around the world to China, Russia, Finland, and Sweden. Now, you'll see Ken give professional instructions to the most beautiful woman in the world, my wife, Kris. You'll hear from law enforcement professionals, Sergeant Bob Denham, a law enforcement specialist with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the Director of the Sexual Assault Services, Sandy Darrington, and Deputy Marshal Ron Smith. We'll also give you valuable World Survival safety tips for your home and auto. And here's the man behind it all, Mr. Ken Herrera.
Hi, Kris.
How you doing?
Bruce.
Good to see you.
Hey, thank you so much for being a part of World Survival and having us here in your home today.
Hey, it is our pleasure to be involved. We think this is a very important videotape. But first of all, you've been teaching self-defense for so long. Why do a tape specifically for women?
Well, you know, Bruce, for a lot of years I've been teaching martial arts to children. A lot of the mothers would say, hey, I need the self-defense skills, but I don't have the time to dedicate 3 or 4 nights a week to a karate program. So I got together and designed a special program just for those women.
What's so unique about your program?
Well, Kris, I think the uniqueness about this program is that it's very simple and easy to learn, very effective, and we've chosen the best techniques from all the different art forms, karate, kung fu, kickboxing, and assembled them in an easy-to-learn way.
How can I, as a woman, learn how to defend myself better?
Well, Kris, you're going to see that you have all the tools necessary right now, and we're going to combine those in a synergistic way, and you're going to have all the strength needed to overcome any attacker, believe me. So let's get started.
Great.
You know, Kris, when faced with horrible crimes of rape and assault, you have 4 basic options. Your best option?
Run.
Exactly. Run as hard and as fast as you can. Get as far away from the situation as possible. That's number 1. Second option?
What about talking?
Excellent. Talking is your next best option. What you want to do is say whatever it takes to get out of a situation. Some of the things women have said in the past that have worked is maybe that they'll bribe the person, the attacker, say that they have a horrible disease and they're going to die. Whatever you can be creative with and come up with to get out of a situation. Whatever works.
Well, Kenny, I guess you just have to do whatever it takes to survive.
Kris, another option would be to submit.
This is a question that every woman must ask herself and deal with in her own mind.
Kris, and your 4th and final option is?
Self-defense.
Exactly. Self-defense. That's what World Survival is all about. Hopefully you'll never ever have to strike another human being. But if you do, in order to survive a situation, you want to be able to strike efficiently and effectively as possible without injury to yourself. In a situation, you must be able to utilize all your environment as a weapon, whether it's a handful of dirt, a broomstick, a club, a knife, a gun, whatever it takes, that's what you need to do to survive. And Kris, if you don't have all these weapons available to you, you must be able to use your body as a weapon. And that's what we're going to show you now. So let's get into the program. Now that we've covered our 4 options, we're going to get into the self-defense part of our program. It's as simple as doing your ABCs. A is for attitude, assessment, and awareness.
A woman's got to be confident and believe in herself. If you walk around with a confident attitude, you're going to be a lot less likely to be a victim.
A is also for assessment, Kris.
Assessment is being able to identify the degree of danger and to evaluate if the situation is life-threatening or not.
That's right. And also, A is for awareness. You must constantly be aware of your environment, who's around you, and any potential danger that's there. B is for breathing. The whole key to life, the whole key to health. This is most important when faced with fear in a real situation. A lot of times people say, well, I'm tense, what do I do? How do I relax? I can't teach a person to relax, but you can teach them to breathe. So at any moment, take a nice cleansing breath, get all that oxygen into your muscles, your brain, figure out next thing what you should do.
Well, breathing is the key to good health and controlling that fear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
B is also for balance, Kris. You must be able to balance yourself. As you balance things in your life, I know between a busy schedule in your home and career, you also need to balance your body in a situation of danger.
Balance, probably the most important principle in any physical skill.
That's right, Kris. And C is for control. You must be able to control your body movements and control the situation. Also, C is for concentration. You must be able to concentrate all your focus, all your energy into whatever technique you're doing at that time.
Kenny, isn't it really important in a situation like this to control your emotions?
Oh, absolutely. You must be able to control not only the situation, but your internal emotions. Not only the emotion of fear, but also anger. Once you lose control of your emotions, you're in deep trouble. D is for deception and defense.
Just like a magician, you can be deceptive when you defend yourself.
Absolutely. A large part of fighting is timing your attack so your attacker never knows when you're going to strike, keeping him off balance, and again, using that deception. Very important. D is also for defense, and that's what World Survival is about. Remember, practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And now for the warm-up. Always consult with a physician before starting any exercise program. And Kris, before we start our workout today, it's always a good idea to do a good warm-up. We want to get a lot of blood flowing into the muscles and oxygen. And in a real situation, you wouldn't say, hey, wait a minute, let me warm up a little bit before you're going to fight. But in this situation, we want to do that.
Okay, great.
So we're going to start off, spread our legs apart, just a little wider than shoulder width. We're going to do some arm circles backwards now. And anytime you raise your arms above your head, you're going to increase your heart rate. This is going to put lots of blood flowing into your muscles. And we want to make sure we concentrate on our breathing. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Just like you're blowing through a straw. You ever blow bubbles in your milk? You know what that's like. It's fun. Okay, other direction this time. We're loosening up the shoulders, the arms. Good. Another style of breathing we're going to explore is inhale through the mouth, exhale through the mouth. Should you ever get your nose smashed or broken, this might be a style of breathing you have to use. We're going to swing our arms back and forth. Remember, all these movements that we're practicing now, we're going to lead into self-defense moves that we're going to be working with. Okay, we're going to twist our trunk now. Another style of breathing we can do, we can inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale, exhale. This would happen if someone was to put something into your mouth, okay, and tape it up where you couldn't breathe through your mouth. Good, we're going to hang forward now. That's it, and just loosen up the back, the legs, there you go. Back up, push our hips out, stretch those hips. In the natural stance that we had, when a person's positioned their body this way, you're going to find that you don't have much balance. Just a slight movement, you can push off balance. So that's why it's very important to establish a good firm base in a combat stance. If you turn your body sideways, this way you've turned all your vital areas away from your attacker. Good, very good. And now, feel the difference in your balance, how sturdy and strong you are here. Good. You want to keep the hands up. Make sure that the hands are up in a pushing away fashion here so you can resist any type of attack. Also, it's a very good passive movement, okay? The way your arm is positioned, you can resist. If you had your arm this way, it can easily bend and you can maybe even strike yourself. So the hands are going to be out. By having your fingers open, you have more surface area exposed, plus your hands are going to move much quicker as opposed to a tight clenched fist. Okay? So hands are going to be up, and this is our combat stance.
How's that?
Excellent. Looks very good. How's it feel?
Feels good.
Feel comfortable?
I feel a lot of balance.
Good. Next thing we want to talk about is the breathing. We've already touched on that breathing. It's the key to health and relaxation. You also want to use your breath control to develop a lot of strength in your movement. So on every positive move, a punch, kick, or strike, you want to be breathing, shooting a stream of air. Good. So if you put your fingertips on your abdomen, inhale through your nose, exhale, you can feel your abdomen push out. Good. So in your combat stance.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah!
Okay.
What did you do that for?
Okay. Kris, I just wanted to point out to you that people have natural fears. There's I'm sorry. There's four natural fears. The first is a fear of loud noises. You want to be able to use this fear against your attacker. Okay? Plus, by screaming, it's going to internalize all your energy and release and unlock internal energy called adrenaline. Okay? So it's going to give more power in your technique. So not only are you exhaling air, blowing air, strengthening the muscles, but you're also releasing this chemical energy to have much more power in your strikes. When a person hears a loud noise, they're going to tense up. You'll double the impact of your blow if they're tensing up when you're striking them. Okay, so that's the first natural fear. Another fear is the fear of falling. Okay, somebody knocks your feet out, you're going to stiffen up and fear falling. So we'll work into those techniques later.
Okay.
Another fear is the fear of being choked, suffocation. You ever had somebody put a blanket over your head or hold you underwater, put a plastic bag or start choking you? Very fear. It'll bring a panic condition into you. So we want to be careful of that.
Okay.
Fourth fear sometimes is the IRS. All of us can sometimes fear that. So, okay. Anyway, back to our combat stance. We're in position, hands are up. Our first technique that we're going to do will be a hand strike. This is going to be focused into our first vital area, to the eyes. We're going to use a finger gouge. Kris, by having all your fingers spread here, you're much more likely to hit the attack. Okay? Let's try it. Ready? 1. Good. 2. And let's extend the arm all the way out. That's it. Good. Good. Also, this technique can be done with the rear hand. All you're simply going to do is pivot on the ball of the back foot and twist the body all the way forward. So utilize the power in the hips and the body weight moving forward as you attack. Always keep the front hand up as you're striking. This way you can deflect against any attack that's coming towards your head. Okay, let's try it. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. Now, I want you to do one more time, and this time I want you to use that ki and feel the strength that you're going to have. Okay?
All right. Yeah!
Good, good. There's something magic about about ki-ing.
Well, you feel like you have more strength.
Absolutely. Also, by the K sound, the consonant, it's going to tighten up your diaphragm muscles. Okay? Ki. So this also is very important if somebody would be striking you. This way you're in control of your air, you're controlling your breathing, and they won't be able to knock the wind out of you also. Okay? Kris, the next technique we're going to do is a palm heel strike. The whole hand can be used as a weapon. I know some women, they just can't poke somebody in the eye. They feel like that, or they've spent a lot of money and had their fingernails done. There's no way they're going to break a nail. So by simply curling your fingers up and using the palm heel striking surface for a target, you have a lot of power you can generate, and it's very damaging. So this
chin.
Exactly. This technique would go to the chin or to the nose, focus on a lot of different parts of the body. So with the front hand, we're going to be extending the arm straight out forward, focusing to the nose. Very good. And also this can be done with the rear hand, pivoting on the back foot, getting a lot of power in. Good. Very nice. And again, the whole hand can be used as a weapon. Next thing we're going to do is curl up our fingers and make a fist. Just like you're gripping a handlebar, starting with your little finger, curl the fingers up tight so they're tucked in, moving the thumb over the outside 2 knuckles here. In karate, you keep your hand flat on top and flat to the inside. So your striking surface is the first 2 knuckles. They're in direct line with all the bones in your arm. Your shoulder becomes a shock absorber. You hear people getting in fights and busting their hands. They break these outside 2 metacarpals here because they're not supported by any bones. Okay, so rather than teach a person that's never had any type of formal training to punch, this is an art form that's going to take a while to develop. So an easier way is to turn the fist over and strike with the bottom of the fist, or a hammer fist. You've ever pounded on something? There's a lot of muscle tissue there, so you're not going to damage your hand.
Okay.
So in this situation, we're going to use the back hand. We're going to pivot around, and this would be striking right on top, hammering to the nose, just as if you're trying to drive a nail with a hammer. Good. And remember to exhale. Keep this hand up to be able to deflect.
Okay.
Okay. Right here in your combat stance. And the hammer fist. Ready? 1. Good. 2. And 1 more. 3. Very nice. The next technique we're going to do, this can be done also from a different angle, sideways. If you're in a more relaxed position here, arms are going to swing through. This could focus and strike to the ear, the temple, the nose, the mouth, the throat, even done low down into the groin. So with this technique, arms are going to be here. You're going to fold up and swing and strike through. One thing you want to remember, Kris, is never hyperextend your elbow. Always keep a slight bend so when you're making contact, so you don't damage and injure your arm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the hammer fist sideways, good. And just like you're hitting a baseball, you've ever hit a home run, right? You're swinging and twisting the hip all the way through with this technique. Very good. Good. Another part of the hand we're going to strike with is the outside edge, a chop. So from our combat stance, this would be done from behind. Okay? We're going to be striking from behind. The inside of the hand is also a weapon. Tucking the thumb in, this is the ridge hand. This can be done forward, right into the groin, and again, keeping our elbow slightly bent to absorb that shock. Good. Very good. How those feel?
Feels good.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a real personal question again.
Okay. What is it?
Have you ever ridden a Harley?
Yeah. Actually, we have a Harley. Bruce rides on the front, I ride on the back.
Good. Okay. Just like you're riding your Harley, you want to have your hands up in position. You're going to squat down a little bit. These techniques are for attacks from behind. You're going to pull that arm, twist the wrist, and snap it close to your body, and you'd be striking with your elbow right behind you. That's it. Good. These attacks could go into the head, if the person's bent over, or into the body. Okay? And with the other arm this time.
That feels very powerful.
Oh, tremendous power you can develop.
You don't think you can get somebody from behind, but with that, you feel more control.
Absolutely. And like I was saying earlier, your whole hand can be used as a weapon. You can gouge, you can rip, you can pinch, okay? Also, you can grab. A lot of techniques involve grabbing. You may reach down and grab the groin, viciously twist and pull.
Ouch.
Ouch. Believe me, you're going to put them in a lot of pain. But again, this is a violent attacker who's trying to harm you or take your life away from you. So these are drastic, very deadly techniques, so they need to be used in the proper situation. Okay? And remember, if you're practicing these techniques with Bruce or for you at home on somebody, be very careful because they're very, very dangerous.
I'll be very careful.
Okay, good. Now I want to get into some kicking techniques with you. Okay, so now we're going to assume our combat stance. And remember, Kris, your legs are wonderful weapons. They're much longer than your arms, and they're about 3 times as strong. If you don't believe me, try walking around on your arms all day tomorrow. It's going to be very tough.
Very tired.
Your legs are so strong, they're powerful weapons. So we want to utilize them in our defense. First thing we're going to do, which is important when kicking, is balance. So if we're going to kick with our back leg, we're going to be striking with the top of the foot, the instep. And this kick is going to be swinging up into the groin. And as we do this kick, we're going to shift our body weight to our front leg so the trunk of our body is balanced in position, and we're going to strike here. Good. Let's try it again. 2. 1 more. 3. Good. This technique, again, it's swinging up very quick. Also, what's important in kicking, first is to coil the leg. The second is the extension of the leg. The third is the recoil of the leg. All 3 components in any kick are very, very important. So if you throw a kick out at 100 miles an hour, you want to make sure you pull it back at 200 so they don't grab your leg. Okay, it's very important. So the speed and the power. Good. The next kick we're going to do, Kris, is going to be a side kick. We're going to utilize the outside edge and heel of your foot. I want you to just put your hand on my shoulder for balance. Lift your leg. Let's coil.
The back
side
leg?
Kick, we're going to do the front leg. Right. Coil the front leg. So your ankle is pulled back into position. The toes are up and out of the way. And this kick would be directed towards the knee, towards the side of the knee. It can be done to the front or to the side. If you hit to the side, you're going to have a much better angle, okay, to do more damage. So the leg's going to lift and coil, shoot straight out, recoil to position, and the leg will go down. So let's try this, the front leg side kick. Ready? 1. Good. 2. And 1 more. 3. Now let's remember that breathing. Very important on these kicks. Anytime you coil your leg, I want you to inhale. This improves your balance. When you extend, right on impact is when you want to exhale that air or ki. Let's try one with a ki. Ready? 1.
Yeah.
Good. 2.
Mine are louder than yours.
And do 1 more. Ready? 3.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Good job. The next technique we're going to do is a side kick, but this time with the rear leg. It's a much more aggressive kick. You're going to be able to develop a lot more power than you had with the front leg. So from your combat position, you're going to shift the body all the way around. The rear leg comes up and fully extends out. Again, this is focused to the knee. You're striking with the heel and outside edge of the foot. Okay, let's try it. Ready? 1. Back. Again. 2.
Okay. Yeah!
Good job. All right. Good. Okay. The last technique we're going to cover today is for when you're in tight, in close with an attack. You're going to use your knee this time. This is going to be your striking surface. So you're going to grab onto that attacker using any type of handle you can get, whether it be their hair, their head, their neck, their clothes, and you're going to drive that knee right up into their body. Try and knock the wind out of them. Good. And as you strike, you're going to be blowing. That's it. And we want to hit 3 consecutive times.
Okay.
Okay? Let's try it. Ready? 1. And notice that you're resetting each time. You're regaining your balance and just like reloading on a gun. Okay? This time, we're going to practice again, but I want to hear that ki.
Okay.
So as you're screaming at that attacker, you're disorienting him. Okay? And you're going to have much more impact and much more effectiveness of the technique. Let's try it. Ready? Go. Good. Excellent. Good job. All right. Kris, the next thing we want to do is establish our primary target areas. These are the most vulnerable spots of the human body to use your attacks against. The first is the organ of the eyes.
The eyes. Now, the eyes are going to be the most vulnerable part of the body, right?
Absolutely, Kris. If you've ever had anything in your eye, such as a liquid, dirt, someone stab you or poke you in the eye, tremendous pain. No matter how big, strong a person is, you stab into the eyes, you're going to do a lot of damage. Kris, the second most vulnerable target area is the tracheal cartilage.
Okay, Kenny, what exactly is the tracheal cartilage?
Your throat, commonly known as the Adam's apple, this area right here. If you were to crush it or dislodge it, definitely the most easiest way to kill a human being. The third area is the groin.
Ouch. Now that would be painful.
Very painful. Most sensitive area. May not kill them, but believe me, you're going to put them in tremendous pain. You strike to this area.
Gets their attention.
Definitely gets their attention. The fourth area is the knee.
Now the knees would be very hard to protect. Very vulnerable because you can't do anything to hide your knees.
Exactly. The way the construction of the knee is, there's no protection for it.
Right.
So a hard blow on the side of the knee, you're going to do a lot of damage. No matter how big they are, you can take someone down to the knee.
Okay, I'm ready.
We're going to hit some targets now and see what kind of power we can have in these techniques. Kris, I want you to get in a combat stance.
Okay.
We're going to go over those hand strikes, and now we're going to hit something for real with them.
All right. Okay.
Watch out.
As long as it's not me. All right. My job is to defend myself.
Yeah.
That's it. Be safe.
All right.
Simulation of the techniques is very important. So if you're striking in air, you can develop technique that way, but to get a real feel for the power, you can't go around hitting and striking people, poking to the eyes. So we're going to be hitting targets with these. So if you're working with somebody and they're going to hold the targets, it's important that they offer resistance, but they let the targets go. So that way they're not going to injure their shoulders or do any damage. So Bruce is going to hold the target up and simulate what it would be for someone's head. So you're going to do the finger gouge to the eyes first. We'll use the front hand, and we're going to slow down and take our time and really work these techniques with the breathing. Excellent.
That's obviously to the eyes.
Obviously to the eyes. There we go. Good.
Okay.
Now we're going to try it with the rear hand, Kris.
Okay.
Same thing. Make sure you pivot that back foot, get the power in. Excellent. Can you feel the power?
Yeah.
Let's try the palm heel strike this time. Using the front hand, we're going to be focusing this. This would go to the nose or to the mouth or the throat. That's it. Good.
I'll hold this a little bit lower. All right.
Great. Try it with the backhand this time, Kris. Pivot.
That's where more power with the backhand, right?
Definitely, because you're using the power in the hips and the whole body weight
You could
moving
really do
forward.
some damage here, though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kris, the next technique we're going to do is the bottom fist or hammer fist. It's going to strike straight on top, be focused for the bridge of the nose. Okay?
Okay.
Right on top.
All right.
That's it. Add that breath control. Let's do one more with a ki.
Yeah.
Good job. All right.
So as soon as you say that ki, you hit it harder every time.
Yeah.
Works.
It's a focus.
Next technique we're going to do, we'll use the front hand. Same way, you're going to be twisting the hip and striking through. This would be focused towards either the ear, the temple of the head, or even into the throat.
With a fist.
Okay? Right. Okay. Closed fist. You're going to strike and swing. This will be the... Bottom fist. Good. Excellent.
Like that?
Let's do one more with a ki.
Yeah.
All right. Good job.
Okay.
Hey, babe, what's shaking? What you doing out here in the park all by yourself? Come here, come here. No, come here, come here. What's that?
Yeah.
I'm looking for Jimmy Jones. Can you help me?
Next strike we're going to do will be focused in towards the groin. We're going to be using the ridge hand this time to do the technique. And from the position here, the combat position, arm's just going to strike and swing straight up into the groin. That's it.
Okay, watch out, honey.
Get in there.
That's it.
Maybe
I want you
just
to
a
move
little,
forward
yeah.
a little bit so you're a little closer to your target. That's it.
That would do it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's do some of these techniques from behind now this time.
All right, I'll take the bag. Let me get over on this side now.
Okay, Kris, you're going to be in your combat stance.
Okay.
And this is, you're being attacked from behind this time. These same hand techniques are effective from the opposite direction.
All right.
So, target area is going to be the groin. First thing you're going to use is an open hand chop. And you're using the outside edge and blade of your hand. And as you strike, you want to be able to snap and twist your hip backwards. Okay? So you're here. Your attention's going to be drawn from your attack from behind. So if eye contact can be there, it'll be excellent.
Okay.
Let's try it. Ready? One. Beautiful. Feel the kind of power you can
Yeah.
generate there because you're using your whole body.
When you swivel, yeah.
Exactly. Also, this can be done with a closed fist. Okay, you're going to have more mass, more weight into that surface area. Let's
Okay.
try it. One, two.
That does it.
Let's do one more with a ki.
Okay. Yeah.
Very strong, man.
Hey.
Hold on. All right, let me get the ki run.
Okay.
Let's try it. Go.
Yeah.
All right, good job.
Okay.
Good job. I want you to get into a position just like you're riding a Harley now.
Okay.
Okay, forward. You can have your knees bent. This is going to lower your center of gravity in your hips.
Okay.
This time, for a closer in attack, we're going to move on down the arm and use the elbows as a striking surface.
Okay.
So as your arm moves and twists, you're going to snap the wrist back to generate even more power. Let's try
Okay.
it. Ready? One. Excellent. Can you feel the power you can generate here?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Good job. Let's try the other arm.
Okay.
Good. Excellent.
Okay. Let's see that again. Her hands go up in the Harley position, and it opens him up.
We're going to do some kicks now and strike the targets with them and see what kind of power we can generate.
Okay.
Kris, I want you to assume your fighting position, your combat stance right now. This technique's going to be focused into the groin. This is going to be that front kick that we did earlier.
Okay.
Let's try it. With a ki this time.
All right. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Can you feel the kind of
Yeah.
power you're generating? You okay here?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm glad it's not my groin.
Me too, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Ready? Let's try it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And that's the front kick.
Now I'm down on one knee.
You're going to be down on one knee, Bruce, for this technique.
Okay.
Kris, you're going to assume your combat stance.
Okay.
And we're going to be using that side kick that we did earlier. You're going to use the outside edge of your foot and the heel, bottom of the foot to strike with. This would be focused to the knee on someone, okay? Best angle is to the side of the knee. Let's try it.
Okay.
Each one we're going to do with a ki right now, okay?
All right.
So you get more power.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. The higher you lift
Yeah.
your knee, the more power you're going to generate.
Oh, okay. That's a
Okay?
good one.
Let's do one more.
All right. Yeah.
Good. Kris, after each technique, you want to make sure that you regain your balance and get your body gyro assembled. Hands are going to be up, so you're back in that combat stance ready to go after each technique.
Okay.
Because the first blow may not get him. You know? You better be ready for the next one.
All right.
Let's try one with the rear leg this time. You're going to spin the body all the way through. You're going to find that you're going to generate a lot more power on this technique.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. The higher you lift that leg,
Yeah.
the more power.
Yeah.
Good. There you go.
Sorry,
Excellent.
Bruce.
You okay there?
Sure, you're sorry. You're not sorry at all.
You're doing good. Hey, babe.
Let go. Yeah.
We're going to do knees into the body right now. Kris,
Okay.
for those close-in situations that we talked about earlier, you're going to drive those knees in. For those of you that are holding the targets, make sure that you exhale or ki so they don't knock the wind out of you.
Oh, thanks. Okay. Yeah. Don't knock the wind out of me.
Okay.
Kris?
I'll try not
Okay.
to.
When you're in tight, you want to find a handle. That could be someone's hair, thumbs and fingers into the eyes, their ears, their neck, on their shoulders. So you're just going to hold to stabilize, and you're going to be pulling that person into each attack that you do. Okay? So
Okay.
you're going to find a handle, arms on the shoulders.
All
You're going to be back in your combat stance. You're going to drive that knee hard and fast 3 times into the target, ki-ing each time to disorient your partner here,
Okay.
and also to create that adrenaline and more power in your techniques. Let's
Okay.
try it.
She tells me I've been disoriented for a long time, but
Wow.
we'll see if this helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Excellent. That was good. Let's try that again.
Okay.
Kris.
Here, let's do it
Hang on.
again.
Okay, here we go.
Ready,
Ready?
go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Can you feel the kind of power you can generate there?
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
You good, son?
Kris, an important part of our training is grabs. How to be able to defend against somebody grabbing you by the hand, by the arm, by the throat, from behind. And it's important that you keep in mind the concepts, the ABCs. A, assessment. Be able to assess the situation in the grab. Is it life-threatening or not? Sometimes there's friendly grabs. You know, if Bruce grabs you or one of your relatives, you don't want to poke his eyes out or break his throat or his nose or something.
Right.
So those, sometimes we'll use pinching techniques where you can pinch this tender flesh underneath the arm or onto the leg just to get their attention so they get a reaction to get away.
Use these techniques when friendly situations get out of hand.
No, hey. Hey.
Ow! Wait a minute.
No, I really have to go. Leave me alone.
Going?
No.
Ow! Where are you going?
No.
Where are you
I
going?
said no.
Where are you going? Come on. Ow! God! Is this your bald little boy? You know, you're a cutie. You know
Hey,
that?
get your hand off my kid.
Ow! God! All right. I think I had a really good time.
Yeah, I do too, but you know, I really have to go.
Let's stay a little bit longer, though.
No, I can't.
No, stay a little bit. No, really.
I have to go. Leave me alone.
Come on, damn. Come on, stay with me. Come on.
Situations that do become life-threatening, you need more drastic measures, and you need to know some fundamentals on how to escape and control the situation. So for this training right now, I want to bring in a couple of assistants, Kris and Rob.
Great.
And we're going to go through these ABCs.
Hi, guys. Hi.
How you doing? Okay. The first situation we want to set up is a wrist grab. So Rob's going to grab Kris by the wrist here. And first thing, assessment. She assesses the situation isn't life-threatening. If he grabs her by the wrist, he hasn't put her life in any great danger yet, as if he was to choke her or squeeze the wind out of her. So from here, all she's going to simply do is step back into her combat stance, using her arm and the full weight of her body to go through the open door between the thumb and the first finger of the grab and use all her body weight and more muscle groups against his arm. So she steps back and pulls. Now she's set up in position to follow up with a strike, should it warrant it. Either a bottom fist strike, or a palm heel strike, or the finger gouge into the eyes. Okay? So that's,
You know, I want to point out that that's really good information because we had an earlier conversation about that window in your hand.
exactly.
And ever since then, I have thought that when you get attacked like this, you're not expecting it.
Never.
So it's always something that if you know these techniques, it's something you can apply later and they should be practiced.
And they're more natural that way.
Yeah.
It's very natural. Kris, another type of grab that we're going to do is a two-hand chokehold. In this situation, this is life-threatening right here. So, A, assessment, life-threatening situation, drastic measures. The next thing, breathing. The attention needs to be to breathing. 7 seconds, a person can be choked to death. So it's very important that she grabs up, pulls all her body weight down on those arms so she can breathe.
Yeah.
Okay? Another way you can do this is to snap the head very quickly into the cup part of the hand, right in this area right in here. Maybe you can still get another gasp of air. Next thing is balance. Notice as Kris puts her arms up to put attention to her breathing, she's dropping all her body weight back, positioning herself in a good balance position. Now she can reach up and strike, either with a palm heel or a finger gouge, or even a new technique, a forearm strike, using the side of her forearm and elbow into the head. And also she's in position to do the 3 knees, where she can grab a handle and strike very quickly into the body.
You know, you mentioned control, and this is the part we talked about earlier, about controlling your emotions.
Exactly.
I think if you know what to do with your body, and she knows what to do with herself, she's not going to be thinking about those emotions as much.
Exactly.
She's
She's going to have that confidence
to apply those techniques.
Exactly. Good. Another grab that we're going to do is a bear hug from the front. Common grab, someone grabs you here. The one good thing is that her arms are free. Assessment could be life-threatening. You can squeeze and break her ribs, crush the air out of her. From here, she's going to step back, gaining balance, more leverage, also pulling her attacker off balance. Her arms are free. She can strike to the ears. She can strike a finger gouge to the eyes, a palm heel strike, or even a forearm blow. Okay?
Yeah, that's
now,
good.
excellent.
Well, her arms are free there. What if you've got her arms?
Okay. From this position, she can also do the 3 knees. Okay? Goes into the knees. Great. Now, let's go ahead and set that situation up. If he has her arms trapped, just like this, first thing she has to do, assessment, life-threatening. B, breathing. She needs to roll her arms forward, her shoulders forward, so now she can create a gap so she can breathe. Next thing, balance. She steps back into position. Now, she can use the front arm to strike, if it's free enough, or grab flesh and pinch, or just hang on as a handle and throw the knee techniques.
My favorite.
Yeah, your favorite. It works good.
Excuse me, miss. Can you tell me the directions to 1447 Oak Street?
Okay, next technique we're going to do is the same situation, a bear hug, but this time from behind. Very common grab. Somebody grabs you from behind. In this situation, Kris, same thing. A, assessment, life-threatening. The next thing, B, breathing. She rolls her shoulders forward again, creating a gap. She's going to lower her hips and step down. She's going to step down on the instep this time, stomping the heel right on top of the instep of the foot, those fragile bones.
Right,
okay?
that we talked about earlier.
This takes the attacker's mind off of the grab. He's going to be going, I'm feeling the pain in his foot. Setting her hip up in position. Also notice that Harley position. She's going to shoot her arms straight forward, drive those elbows straight back into the body. Each side, she's going to step away, and she can throw a kick on the way out. Okay?
What about biting, Ken? His arms are in front of her. She could also lean down and just bite him.
Excellent technique. If you're in tight, if his arm's up high enough, and that's an option, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. All right, Ken, now what if I get knocked to the ground? And how do I defend myself then?
Good point, Kris. Why don't I bring Christy back, and I'll show you some of the fundamentals of this.
Okay,
Christy,
great.
Will you come out? A lot of times in attacks and altercations, you are knocked to the ground. It's very important, like we pointed out earlier, that when you fall forward, that you get your face out of the way, and you always key-eye when you hit the ground. But a lot of times you're pushed from the front and you're knocked backwards. So first thing you need to do is get some fundamentals of falling. Anytime you fall backward, it's important to keep your chin tucked so not to hit the back of your head. If you hit the back of your head and get a concussion, then you're not able to fight. They knock you out, they can do whatever they want to you. Next thing you want to do is fold your arms, palms facing out, and you want to bend your knees. The first thing to hit is your bumper. You're going to land, and as you hit the ground, you're going to break your fall by slapping the ground, okay, keeping your arms in at about a 45-degree angle, and also key-eyeing when you hit so you don't get the wind knocked out of you. Let's try it, Christy. Yeah! Good, very nice. And notice, we'll do one more time. Okay, fold the arms out, chin tucked, bend the knees, let the bumper hit. Nice big key-eye when you hit. Go. Yeah! Excellent. Once you're on the ground, if you're immediately attacked, you're from this position, you're going to pedal kick, just like you're riding a bicycle. Let's bring an attacker in right now to see how this would work. If he's pushed her on the ground, now she could be striking and kicking to the knees. If he's bent over close, kick could go to the face or even into the body. Okay? Now, once she's on the ground, she doesn't have a good balance position here, so she's going to roll to her side and create a base. Notice her legs on the ground, her hip, and her arm, palm facing down. So now she's in a good position to fight from the ground. Arms up, being able to deflect any attack that's coming here. Legs in position. Now she can side kick to the knee. From the side is the best angle. If he's straight forward, you go directly into the kneecap here. Okay. Also, she's in position to maneuver herself around. If the attacker should want to change directions, move either direction. Also, she can roll over and spin and change body position. Okay? And back the other way. Good. From here, Kris, it's very important to be able to escape from being on the ground. First thing you want to do is always remember, never get up into your attacker. Okay? If she would try and move up, always move away from the attack. So from here, she's going to plant her foot right underneath. She's going to pull the other leg back through so she can escape, always maintaining eye contact on her attacker so she can run and get out of position here. Okay,
That's good.
Very good.
Ken, one thing I don't think we touched enough on, too, is the importance of the ki. You mentioned that as she fell down onto her back, it was important to ki so she doesn't get the breath knocked out of her. But I think it's also important to make everybody aware of the fact that it really scares the attacker.
Oh, absolutely.
He doesn't expect you to be yelling at him.
It works on that natural fear and also unlocks that very powerful internal energy, adrenaline, that we have in our system.
That's good. All right, Ken, what if he's got her pinned down to the ground? Then what's she going to do?
Okay, let's set up that scenario right here. Kris, if you lie on your back. Rob, a lot of times when you're mounted in this position in a potential rape situation, it's very important. Again, cover our ABCs and fundamentals. Assessment could be potentially life-threatening. Attention to breathing. Can she breathe from here? Well, if his hands are around her throat, no, she can't, so it's immediate danger to pull the arms off. Okay? A lot of times a person would like to strike from here, so it's going to be important to be able to counteract that also. So the next thing is balance. With her legs stretched out, she doesn't have very good balance. So if she tucks her legs up very tight, even trapping around his feet, she creates a good base of balance. Also, she wants to pull her hips up in position. Okay? She scoots down, and now her hips are in a position underneath his body to where she has power. Okay? Next thing, if he should go to strike her, all she needs to do is lift her hips straight up, just like a bucking bronco. Just create a gap between the hips and the ground.
And then he's off balance.
And then he's off balance. He's going to be pushed aside, also freeing up something to grab and control with. So as he goes to strike, she lifts up. Now he's on the ground. She can grab and trap an arm, whatever's closest, and has it pinned. Now she's just going to lift her hip all the way up and over her opposite shoulder. Okay? And this creates an angle right here, and this angle is what helps pull the person away. So trap, grab, and lift it up and over. So now she's in position on top, and now she can strike.
Ken, some women wouldn't think that they would have this kind of strength to be able to do this, but once your adrenaline gets going, you're amazed at what you can do, right?
That's absolutely true, Kris. What's going to happen is not only you're unlocking that power that's hidden in you by the ki, but also by creating a good solid base and the leverage, you're going to have much, much more strength and be able to handle the attack.
Women today are especially vulnerable to assaults and other crimes in our society. There are those criminals out there who will seek out and victimize women simply because they're an easy target. Not only are you vulnerable out in the community, but you're also vulnerable at home.
Let's take this time to review a few easy and practical home safety tips. The easiest way for anybody to get into your home is through exterior doors and windows. But first, we have Harley in the background. A dog is a great deterrent. It looks like she's sleeping and resting, but actually she is on alert. Let's first talk about doors. You want to have doors shut, locked with a dead bolt. At least a 1-inch throw on the dead bolt, and a little added security doesn't hurt. Windows, make sure they're locked with good quality locks. And as far as sliding glass doors, not just the locking system on the handle, that actually can be broken into very easily, but make sure you have locking pins. And also an inexpensive way to keep your sliding glass doors secure is to cut a wooden dowel, place it on the inside tracks, and nobody can open the door from the outside.
Who is it? My car broke down in front of your house. Can I use your phone? Sure.
Relax. Back up. I want some money.
Make sure you install a peephole so you can see who's outside before you open the door.
And never open the door to someone you don't know.
Who is it? Hey, my car broke down in front of your house. Can I use your phone?
Just stay outside by the curb and I'll call the auto club, okay?
Don't hide house keys outside, under the doormats or under rocks. If you're gone and want to make it appear that someone's home, leave the TV or radio on.
Over half of all assaults occur in your own home or in the home of the perpetrator, since the vast majority of assaults are perpetrated by someone that you know and, more importantly, trust. Each of us runs the risk of becoming the victim of a violent crime while minding our own business in the privacy of our own home.
Women in all walks of life need to be able to protect themselves. I strongly feel that women should be able to live their lives free of violence and oppression. This is why it's so important that women be aware of their environment and that women learn to protect themselves. One particular night at my apartment complex, we have this garage that opens and it closes electronically. So I went in on this particular night, and before the gate completely closed, this man slipped through. I mean, I was petrified when I saw him. I got out of the car. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I had my keys. I said, should I try to attack him with my keys? I mean, I was so scared. I just stood there frozen. And I thought at that moment, if I had had some type of defense training of any sort, I would not have been that vulnerable.
You should also invest in an alarm. Now, there are a lot of home security systems and timers out there on the market at a very affordable price to help keep your home safe.
Join or organize a Neighborhood Watch program. The Neighborhood Watch is about what you and your neighbors can do to protect your neighborhood.
Keep emergency phone numbers readily available. And again, be aware, if you hear any unusual noises or see anything suspicious, contact the police and let them check the situation out. And at all times, use common sense.
Here's a few common sense auto tips you should know. Make sure your car is in good running order and you always have plenty of fuel. When parked, approach your vehicle with keys in hand. Look around for suspicious people who could be hiding in or around your vehicle. Once you get in your car, lock your door. Never pick up hitchhikers.
Hey, how about it, babe? If someone enters your car and points a weapon at you, don't hesitate to relinquish that vehicle. It's vitally important that you keep yourself and your children safe. Bump and run is another way in which criminals victimize lone females. What they do is they simply create a small accident by bumping into the rear of your vehicle. When you pull over and get out, that's when they victimize you.
If you are hit, drive to a well-lit, populated area before you get out of the vehicle, even if it means driving a little bit further.
Here in the courtroom, I've heard hundreds of people testify, detailing murders, robberies, and rapes, among other violent crimes. And there's a common thread through the majority of the cases. The criminal was looking for a certain type of person, and the victim was unprepared. I recall an ATM murder where the victim was shot in the head while getting into his car. The robbers stated that they had seen several people, but the potential victims weren't right. So they drove around for an hour until they found the perfect victim.
When using an ATM, remember the basic safety rules apply here as they do anywhere else. Protecting yourself starts with awareness. Park as close as you can to the ATM. Stay alert and don't hesitate to leave an area if anything disturbs you or seems unusual. Be careful, especially at night. If you can, bring someone with you. Always have your ATM card ready so you don't have to reach into your purse or your wallet, and put your money away as soon as you get it.
Now here's a few walking, jogging, and cycling tips.
Stay alert of your surroundings at all time and be aware of people and activities as they go on around you. Also, make sure that you walk powerful and confident. Great idea is to take a friend, or probably the best idea, bring your dog along.
Plan and utilize the safest and most direct route to your destination. And always walk facing traffic so that you can see the oncoming cars.
Never hitchhike.
And if you're being followed by someone in a car, run quickly. Try and get the description of the car and also the license number. If you're being followed by somebody while you're walking, run, scream fire, try and get someone's attention.
While biking, jogging, or engaging in other outdoor activities, you have to be constantly aware of potential danger.
Choose a route in advance that is safe and well populated. Vary the route and schedule so that your behavior is not predictable.
Avoid outdoor activities at night.
Avoid wearing headphones so you can hear what's going on around you.
Always keep your equipment in good working condition. Kenny, I just want to thank you. From what I've seen and experienced here today, Kris is a lot better prepared for being out there by herself. My job is to just not let her be out there by herself again.
You better not. Okay. Well, with the booming growth in our communities, crime is on the rise, resulting in a greater need for personal awareness. Active women often find themselves alone at work, on business trips, going to the gym, or just out for a walk. Women today need to be equipped with the basic awareness and fundamental self-defense skills to prevent being a victim. We have teenage girls, and I want them to be prepared like we've talked about here today. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Through education and periodic checkups, we lead happier, healthier lives. So remember, the best way to avoid rape or assault is to practice prevention.
I want to thank you, Kris and Bruce, again for being a part of World Survival.
It was our pleasure.
We had a really good time.
All right. And remember, World Survival is committed towards helping people learn to defend themselves. And these techniques that we learned here today, they're only to be used in self-defense situations. They can be very deadly, so practice them very carefully. And remember, practice does not make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kenny. It was great.
Now, you ready?
Yeah.